All right guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we have Sherpa's new to them Forerunner in. We're doing the new backbone harness system, which we'll be releasing here very shortly. So pay attention to the few details that you'll get in this video. But we have this along with some awesome new products coming. Also, we're gonna be doing the Bantam X unit from S-Pod. We do make a bracket for this guy. It is on the website. We'll link it in the description as well. We're gonna go ahead, get all this stuff installed to get their lights powered on the roof rack, ditch lights, bumper, all that jazz. So let's jump into the install.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us.
Alright, so let's start by throwing this Bantam X unit in here. We've already mounted it to our bracket, super simple 4 bolts that come with the unit, mount straight to the bottom. And then when you purchase our bracket kit from bladesoffroad.com, it comes with the hardware you need to bolt this guy right into the fender. On some of these early 5th gen Forerunners, it might be a good idea to chase the threads ahead of time. A lot of them have dirt buildup, some rust and stuff going on in there. So that's what we did here. Now we got that guy mounted, we're gonna go ahead and hook up the power cable and the ground cable directly to the battery terminals. This vehicle will eventually be getting a lot more complex of an electrical system, dual battery. We'll probably do some solar on it. We'll probably do all kinds of things with Sherpa on this vehicle. It will also be getting a new battery at that time with terminals and all that. However, for now, just getting the thing running so they can take it wheeling, do some trips, have all their lights. So we're gonna go ahead and hook it up to the factory terminals. But if you are doing this upgrade, we highly recommend the SDHQ terminals. They'll be in the link in the description as well. So while John gets the rock lights installed on the roof rack, I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys what the backbone harness is. Essentially, we realized that running harnesses down a windshield is not the most fun thing to do. Products like the Baja Designs wire hider, which we've also installed on this Forerunner, make it extremely easy compared to what it used to be, where people would be gluing and taping and siliconing their harnesses along the side of the windshield, and they would come off and flop in the wind. It just was not a good scenario. So the Baja Designs wire hider, excellent product. Now, the problem you run into is on a lot of our vehicles, we're putting scene lighting, chase lights, and front facing lights. So you end up with like how we have on this Forerunner, where we've got a Baja Designs 40-inch S8 bar on the front. We've got 4 Baja Designs rock lights on the sides. And then we have Baja Designs on this vehicle S1s in the rear. Many of you are on the S2s or even Squadrons. So by the time you add all of these lights up, you've got a fat bundle of wires going down the windshield, and many of you end up putting wire hider on the second side. And on a lot of vehicles, like Toyotas, the mid-size vehicle, or mid-size Toyotas, you end up having the windshield wiper hitting your wire hider, and there's just all sorts of nightmares. Now you gotta run it all the way across the hood. There's all these problems. So we realized this is a problem. A big factor in the thickness of a harness is obviously the sheathing that's on it. So if you can fit more wire into one harness, one stretch of sheathing, you're gonna make it way thinner, way smaller. This is something we already do for our Ray harnesses that go on roof racks. So on the other end of the harness, you'll see you have a DT connector here. This is a Deutsch DT series connector. This is the flange mount 8-pin one. This is what we chose to go with so that we'll have 4 outputs to the roof rack essentially. So as mentioned, we have 1 ground over here that breaks out into 4 grounds on this side. And then over here, you've got your 4 powers, switch 1 through 4 in this case. The reason we went with an 8-pin instead of a 12 or a 6 or any other option out there is because many guys are running essentially the same thing. You have a light bar up front, which will have backlighting, so that's primary light and backlight, that's 2 switches. You have scene lights on both sides of the vehicle. In this vehicle, the form of that is gonna be the Baja Designs rock lights. And then you have chase lights, which on this vehicle, once again, is Baja Designs S1s. That's all 4 switches in a harness that's right about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's about the size of your pinky. That fits in the Baja Designs wire hider very comfortably. So on this end, like I said, you've got that connector and it comes with this guy. This is a fully modular system because everybody's running different stuff. So if you have a Baja Designs S8 bar, you're gonna need this guy. This goes up front. You're gonna take your connector here, you're gonna find, so pins 1 through 4 are switches 1 through 4. Makes a lot of sense, right? So we're gonna put the light bar in switch number 1. So we're gonna press that guy in there. It's a very firm, it'll lock in. Super easy, clip that in. We're gonna put the backlighting on switch number 2. And then the ground, there's only one ground cable for the light bar, will go to pin number 8, which, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all the grounds on this guy. So now that's ready to go. And if this is all you have, you're gonna put your locking cover on this guy and plug it in just like that. Now you're ready to rock. Say you add some more lights. Take this off, pop that locking cover off. We got a scene harness here. So you're gonna have switch 1. So the scene light, we're gonna connect to, say we're gonna put that on switch 3, which is pin 3. Throw the ground right over here on pin 6. Keep everything organized, everything's labeled, super easy to do. And on your roof now, you're gonna have this harness. If you ever need to undo anything, you're simply gonna take your little pick tool, pull on your harness just a little bit, and that pin will come right out. Essentially, this system is meant to be incredibly modular, very easy to use, and it'll grow with your vehicle. So if you go out and you buy the harness today with the backbone and the light bar, but you're saving up for the rock lights as your scene lighting, you're saving up for the chase lights, or you're just not ready yet for whatever reason, that's something we purchase later that's gonna be plug and play with this kit forever. This will also be the type of thing that if you upgrade to a different vehicle or move to a different vehicle, can come off with your roof rack, it can come off and go on a different roof rack. Super easy, super modular, a system that took a lot of effort and thought into designing, and we're very happy with this. So let's go ahead, throw this guy on the 4Runner. We can go ahead and run this wire harness down the Baja Designs wire hider that we've already installed on the windshield. And pull this guy down through here. And simply tuck it into Baja Designs wire hider all the way down. Depending on the vehicle you have, it's gonna be easier to close the hood, leave the hood open, cut a slit, do whatever to run the harness through. Here on the 4Runners, we take this little trim piece out right here. Once trim piece is removed, kind of groove away some of this plastic so the harness fits right through there, down under the hood, no problem. Now that we've got the wiring harnesses all laid out, zip tied and plugged in on the roof rack to the scene lights, chase lights, and light bar, I'm gonna show you how to get these guys connected. So we've got the 8-pin Deutsch connector here. And the way that the backbone harness is wired is switches 1 through 4, or pins 1 through 4, or switches 1 through 4. And then 5, 6, 7, and 8 are gonna be your grounds. So we'll go ahead and start with the light bar here. And we want the red, which is typically main power, right? So we want the red to be on switch number 1. So we're gonna push that in to pin number 1. Go ahead and throw the ground in right there. Directly across from it would be pin number 8. And then we'll put the backlighting on pin number 2 and have that set up as switch number 2 coming out of the backbone harness. Next, we're gonna do our scene lights. So for the scene lights, I'm gonna put those in pin number 3. Let's just push right into the back of the plug there. Throw the ground in. Directly across from that would be pin number 6. And then lastly, gonna do our chase lights, which is pin number 4. So switch number 4 coming out the other end. And then the ground will plug in to number 5 right there. So now we've got everything plugged in here. We'll take our wedge lock cap, that's the term for these from Deutsch, from TE Connectivity. And then take this guy, simply plug it in. From there, you can zip tie these wires up a little bit tighter, get everything nice and neat on the back of the roof rack. Super easy to install and really clean, reliable connection just like that on a very modular system. Once you guys have everything connected up top, coming down to the bottom, S-Pod makes it a little easy on us because all 4 wires go to the same side of their switching system here. So we're basically just gonna connect the powers of the 4 switches to the power outputs here and then connect the ground and you're done.
All right, I just finished up the wiring on this Sherpa 4Runner. We used the Bantam X unit from S-Pod with our bracket on there. This guy is on the website now. Super happy with this. Very clean install, super easy to use. Mount the Bantam X to it, mount it to your fender, and then run your wires. Couldn't be easier. We also used our backbone harness system. Very, very happy with how this system has come along. and how it is turning out. Started on the system a couple months ago. It'll be released very soon. Essentially, it is a system that plugs and plays for any roof rack on the market with custom sizing, in this case for this Sherpa rack. So we've got the pigtail for the Baja Designs light bar, the chase lights in the rear, and of course the scene lights to light up around camp. All the features on all those lights are fully included. So you have the backlighting on the front bar, then obviously main beam power for all the rest of the lights. So if you want any of these products, head over to blazeoffroad.com, check them out. If you're interested in the Sherpa roof rack, you can grab that from Sherpa's website, sherpaec.com for Sherpa Equipment Company. Thanks for watching the video. Let us know if you have any questions about these awesome new products.